Okay, to do an accurate vacuum test, you don't need manifold gauges. What you need is a good micron gauge. And so what you're going to do is let it get down to your target rate. So I have 1 horsepower, 12 CFM, 2-stage EVOR pump. So it'll pump down just about anything. So you want to my target rate is always 100. And so you want to let it get to 100 and then let it go 5 or 6 minutes after that to really pump it down. Okay, once you're pumped down to 6-7 minutes after your whatever target rate you want to just turn off your valve. Again, I have a 5/16 valve core removal tool. Okay, then with a 1/4 inch on top of that, going right to my micron gauge, so I can valve off the micron gauge when I go to add my refrigerant. Okay, and so that's why I have the second valve core removal tool on there. I'll be able to valve it off so it doesn't wreck my micron gauge. So anyway, right now I got the 5/16 hook straight on. That is your adapter from 5/16 on the mini split down to 1/4 inch stuff. And then I have a 1/4 inch, I have a 3/8 hose coming over to my pump. All right, so at this point I'm at 67, perfectly fine and acceptable. And so you want to valve it off right then. Okay, so when you valve it off, you're just gonna start balancing between the two, okay? And so I'll turn off my pump because it doesn't do anything now. And it's isolated now by valving it off. Once you have a good valve core removal tool, like these Ipion tools, you valve it off and it's done. Those things they don't leak unless you got a problem with them, but normally they don't leak. Anyway, so I'm staying right now at 85. It'll go up some, which is totally acceptable. But if it goes up much more than that, you don't want more than 140 to go past. So I had 67, so I'm looking at around 200 or so in 10 minutes. All right, so you have 10-minute test. It's called a decay test. You got 10 minutes to see if it'll raise. Now it should be stable. That doesn't mean just it goes off at let's just say 200. It raises, it balances between these two. Because there's only one valve, there's not 2 ports. Because it only has 1 port, as soon as you turn it off and valve it off, it stabilizes between the two. And so that's where you got from 67 to 89 right there. But it shouldn't go up a whole lot more. Okay, like I said, I would give it up to 200, which is perfectly fine and acceptable. But I wouldn't accept more than that, and I certainly wouldn't accept it continuing to creep up incrementally, little by little. Okay, so it just stabilize under 200. And then you'll be fine. They say you're allowed to go all the way to 500. I ain't buying that for a minute. So anyway, 200 should be more than acceptable, and we'll see how the 10-minute goes. I'll bring you back.